Alright, this is Terminator Resistance. It's a first-person shooter action RPG from the studio Teon, published by Reef Entertainment. These guys are infamous for making the on-rails shooter Rambo the video game and Afghanistan Under Fire, which were both widely criticized, but have actually only mediocre reviews on Steam. So, food for thought. This game got also pretty thoroughly panned when it came out, although frankly I think does it a disservice. I'm not saying it's perfect. It's probably a 7 out of 10 to be all told. And of course, this, graphically speaking, it's not the shiny newest. It's 2014, give or take. But you know, I like it. I think it serves its purpose, especially since most of the game takes place at night. So you don't really need a whole bunch of stuff, and they do a pretty good job just getting the feel of the videos, which I'll talk more about. Sorry, the original movies. I have scared the shit out of myself with this creepy motherfucker right here. Left the game running, came back from work, turned the monitor on, and completely forgot I'd done it. So that was a brief moment of pants-shitting terror. There are 3 campaign modes, kind of. 2 campaign modes and a kind of short and sweet roguelite that we'll be showing off next. But the main campaign is the story of Private Jacob Rivers, human resistance for the, obviously serving under John Connor, but it's his story and all the time travel fuckery that comes with it. You meet some interesting characters, some not so interesting characters, some badly done characters, and of course you get the feeling that this game didn't have either had a very small budget or a very short time crunch. But all things considered, I think they did pretty well. Annihilation Line is the mid-break campaign story. There's a time jump in the main campaign of several months or weeks. I can't remember exactly. We'll get into that in a minute. But the Annihilation Line campaign is an attempt to mostly fan service its way into our hearts. With bringing back some well-known characters. Didn't get the voice actors, but you know they probably didn't have the budget for it. And they try to give some backstory to some of the well-known, quote-unquote, faces that we are familiar with from the Terminator franchise. This entire game is based on the Terminator 1 and Terminator 2 timeline, so it doesn't touch anything as far as Terminator 3 onward, which is probably for the best, because I think the classics, frankly, the Terminator movies haven't done a really good job since. Oh well. And then Infiltrator Mode is, like I said, kind of a roguelite where you play as a Terminator. And you run around a rather large map, taking out randomly generated targets. It takes about 45 minutes to complete. We'll go into that next. Unfortunately, due to copyright issues, the rather banging remix of the Terminator 2 main theme, I can't play for you. But I suggest you look it up if you get the opportunity. Alright, let's get started. And I think this loading screen is awesome. Now, most of the time, the cutscenes have voice acting, somebody narrating or something like that. This one doesn't have any of that. So I'm going to talk over it, but if there is some sort of narration going on during the course of these recordings, then I will of course shut my yap. And there he is in all his kind of gross, disgusting, bloody Glory. Yeah, you get the idea. Somebody's missing half his face. Is really kind of cool, but anyway. So this is your heads-up display. Rivers has something similar, but of course he doesn't have the red vision. You're going to be seeing a lot of this, and this is what, you know, kind of the grayscale blue Los Angeles that we saw from the future war scenes in the first two films. So I think they did a really excellent job capturing this. This is very, like I said, very similar to the main campaign. However, I'm going to be playing it with the Terminator Vision on, A, because it makes shooting shit easier, because I can see things, and B, it goes kind of with the classic Terminator look from the first movies. So we're just going to go right in, truck right over these guys. Yep, we can throw them.
Not so tough anymore, are you?
It'll slow down every time you kill a group or eliminate a patrol. Just to let you know you have done it. And you can see in the top right-hand corner, I'd be pointing at my screen if I weren't a complete idiot. Alright, so we've now got some stuff going on. So we've got a notification on the map, the HK aerial wreck, which we can kind of truck over to and take a look at. I'm going to go this way as I can. And this is one of the half a dozen? Maybe less. There's a couple of ballistic weapons in this game. The pistol, the Uzi, the M16, and the shotgun. I think that covers as far as ballistics is concerned, unless you want to count the explosive weapons, which I don't. There's no like weapon category restriction or anything like that as far as when you get into the main campaign with the RPG mechanics. But you do get points as far as weapon damage. You can upgrade the amount of weapon damage. Rivers does when you get there, but like I said, we'll see that a bit later. Now this is the M16 model that they chose for the game. This is actually an M16A4, and if anybody knows the military history, there's a problem with that. But I will get into that when we get into the main campaign, because I'm going to try to power through this. But the other weapons in the game are, there's a couple of explosive weapons and a couple of plasma weapons, because that's what everybody came to see. That's what everybody remembers about the Terminator movies, is the plasma guns and that awesome sound. Okay. This game has some pretty good sound, good models, good lighting, fog. Yeah, I have a flashlight. Oh, look at that. Oh, the M16 has a flashlight. One of those things I never use. Interesting fact. So, you know what? We'll save it for the main campaign because it will actually be relevant. Now, like I said, I played through this once already, and I remember there being stuff here. And at 45 minutes, approximately per run, you'd think I would... hello. Aha. Oh, spider bot. That's what they're called, spider bots. And they have stuff in them. It's like everything. And of course you get these little objective markers. You got all the notes there. And it gives you, like... if you collect enough items, it'll give you these are soldiers. Yep, they're soldiers because they have plasma guns. The civilians are all armed with ballistic weapons. So M16s. I think it's just M16s. Okay, I don't want to be here. Just M16s. The Resistance Capcom units have plasma weapon. Get our hands on one of those. Nice. Okay, I think I've just killed everybody. I think I got the other two guys. Get that pipe bomb. And there's that little scan that you get from Terminator 2. Oh wait, did I just pick up? Is that what I picked up? Hang on. Inventory. Yes, there's an inventory. Repair kits, because I will need to repair myself. These replace the health kits that Jacob Rivers uses in the game. Come to love and hate those. I hear potential victims. But we're going to go ahead and heal. I love this screen. It's also a throwback to Terminator 2. This is actually we've kind of jumped a couple dozen levels as far as progression is concerned for the main game. Main campaign, I should say. This is the... I digress. This is the end stage plasma rifle for the Resistance. There's two types of plasma rifles in this game. There's the purple plasma and the red plasma. Traditionally, you have but red plasma. It's explained better later on. So this is pretty hefty as far as... I guess I only got the one. This gun is pretty heavy duty as far as equipment is concerned. And there you go. You see the traditional from the movies Resistance rifle. But the purple plasma gun is pretty much end game weaponry, so we won't see this again in the main game until right near the end. And it's probably the one of the strongest weapons in the game if you don't count the explosive weaponry, which I really don't, because they're more situational than anything else, and because this is an RPG with a semi-functional economy. English is hard, kids. Getting access to all those explosive ammunition, all that explosive ammunition is fairly difficult. We're going to go back to Terminator Mode just because we're going to see more than enough of the standard vision once we get into the main campaign. Now this would traditionally be a locked door. Can I open this? I can. Not that I think locked doors would slow down at 800. Especially something as flimsy as that. Just put your shoulder into it, man. Thing. But yeah, so standard weapon. Okay, so this is the most powerful standard weapon in the game. Completed 2 objectives here: food supplies and notes. I'm just going to kind of power through. Said the first time I recorded this, I said that I didn't really care for the fact that you could run, the Infiltrator can run, but because, you know, traditionally in the movies he doesn't need to run, he plods. He plods because he's an unstoppable killing machine. In this case, given the size of this map, I'm going to say thank God I can run, because it takes forever to get anywhere otherwise. Rivers can run, I guess. But Rivers, unlike the Terminator, has a stamina bar. I could have shut that. So that explosion noise, you're gonna love to hate. Or learn to hate. Because that's the only explosion noise. Yes, I like this game. That doesn't stop me from shitting on it when it does something that's... I don't want to say lazy, because I know these guys, you can tell these guys worked hard on this. Just, they didn't really have, I guess, the time or the budget to get another explosion sound. So that is the stock explosion noise for every explosion in this game. And that will become kind of a problem later because of just how the... Oh, not a minigun. I didn't realize there was one here. Miniguns are dangerous because, unlike the movies, the Terminator and in the other part of the game, you guys. So Terminator's main campaign. There's a lot of comparisons to the main campaign. Are bulletproof. So the T-800s are completely bulletproof, which in the early stages of the game make them stupid dangerous. I mean, they're still stupidly dangerous, but for slightly different reasons. Later. But yeah, unfortunately in this mode, this T-800 is not bulletproof. You could have any number of story reasons why, but they didn't even bother, so yeah. You can be taken down by some schmuck with an assault rifle or a pistol. I mean, it would take a long time for it to be standing there doing nothing, but they can do it. Scavenger hideout, which we just walked past, which I wonder if they actually spawn objectives at random. I know there are some set objectives every time you start Infiltrator Mode up, but it makes me wonder if they only spawn certain location events on the map after you've discovered enough intel for them. Because we were just down there. Did I just go through that door? I think I did. I did, because we went through that door. With the spider bot. We can go through this door. This is a breach. And this is... I took a round to the face there. And an M16 to the face. We've attracted some attention. We don't know what attention. Definitely not some. If you look at the mini-map, it's way the heck off in the corner there, so I don't know where that's... And it's apparently above me. Okay, so we'll go check that out in just a second. So I make sure I've got all the goodies. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Ah, okay. So I'm kind of familiar with this map as far as the layout, because this is one of the maps from the game that they just kind of shoehorned together. Which I think it's 2 maps. It's 2 of the maps from the game that they've kind of thrown together, and these are hefty maps. I mean, they're good size. See those cars again in detail. And then this, I'm pretty sure these tunnels are from the expansion. So when you play through this, so the game came out, then they released the Infiltrator DLC for free DLC, and then they did the Annihilation Line free DLC, just to get a little more mileage out of their game, I guess. I mean, it's good, it's solid, it has a lot of really interesting things going on with it, as far as characterization. You know what? What am I doing? Use bullets. And we'll get the minigun, dig the minigun out of our inventory here in just a second. Where the minigun is. So, the Annihilation Lines. Kind of lost my train of thought there, I got distracted. So, these tunnel networks, I think, were part of the Annihilation Line DLC. So, that wasn't available the first time I ran through Infiltrator Mode, but has given the fact that I was really kind of confused about some things the first time I played through this, the first time I recorded this. It's clear I don't remember as much of this mode as I thought I did. Because I only played it the once, because it's kind of a cool idea, but it doesn't really... not a bit, my brain is stalling. It's not really got a whole lot of longevity to it. It really is just kind of a roguelite. Let's go with roguelite mode. It's the same, always the same map, but they just kind of load different stuff onto it. Or they randomize the objective locations. Go ahead and pop a heal here. Move and heal. Because we will need it later. The game gets much more. This mode gets much more dangerous. When we start getting into like hidden bunkers and stuff like that. Oh, that's actually kind of cool that we came upon this in the back, from the behind. What'd I say? Yeah, okay, goodies. Ammo. Violet, not purple, violet plasma. I talked about this in the first recording, so I gotta remember to do it this time. The fact that the Resistance is carting around violet plasma weaponry at this point in time, because this takes place before the campaign, the main campaign, before Rivers' little story. It's several hours long, like 8 hours. Good length. The fact that it takes place before Rivers' story means that them having access to violet plasma equipment, weaponry, rifles, miniguns, is very much an anachronism, because they're not supposed to. Hey, normally we get if we collected enough intelligence, we get a marker to be here, but we didn't, so we just kind of found it on our own. Breach, just shoot everybody in the face. Always shoot the minigun first. Because, ow. Just muted, I just straight missed. Yeah, this is why I wanted to heal up, and this is why the fact that I forgot that you can't infinitely heal in this mode. The first time I did this was kind of dangerous, because I burned through all my repair kits without thinking about it. Yeah, it was rough. I think we were down to like a sliver of health there near the end. And yes, I'm just going to grab all this ammo because it's good to have. This is probably, this 600 rounds plus and change, is probably the most ammunition for the plasma gun that I will have. Yeah, it might get it over 1,000 in the main campaign. You can definitely tell that the plasma guns, depending on the color, takes more to kill a target. Absolutely. Oof, that could have been bad had I not gotten out of the way purely by accident, I might add. Because I wasn't paying attention. That'll happen a lot. Alright. You can definitely tell that this is the weaker of the two plasma guns. The problem is purple plasma, at least violet, at least until later during this mode, and definitely much later during the game, is very hard to come by. I'm actually kind of surprised I haven't come across I guess I haven't found any Terminator units. But yeah, you'll run across a couple of down Terminator units. I can't see shit. Targeting system. Thankfully, I don't really have to worry about picking up extra guns. I just grab the ammunition. Go ahead and heal again, because it's only going to get worse from here. That's mostly true.
Give it everything you got.
So this lab is also kind of an anachronism, but it's more heavily defended than the HQ. Put it that way. Because you run into the Resistance HQ at the end of this mode, and there's less dudes there than there are here. Alright, and then we're gonna just shoot you guys in the face. And one nerd with a plasma gun. Alright, he's dead. Cool. He's a danger to Skynet, must eliminate. Something to that effect. Alright, here's a downed infiltrator. We'll be seeing him later. With the game's equivalent of the large medkit. The only issue with this is, barring a little bit of a lot of mental gymnastics as far as story beats are concerned, the fact that they have access to an infiltrator unit is, again, an anachronism. So this whole mode is kind of just for giggles. Yes, it bothers me, because they are making a point of this being kind of a prequel to the game. We'll get to that when we get to the end. Just trucking through this apocalyptic wasteland. The 1980s cars. Aha, here we go, here we go. This is kind of what I was looking for, right here. Okay, so we got a couple of guns that I kind of glossed over. First, we got this thing, the Skynet Plasma R95, and that will be the name will be important. And we've got the plasma minigun. So the R95 is your classic Terminator wielding plasma gun. But it's frankly kind of crap. It has some issues with it. The biggest issue, depending on how you look at it, is the fact that this thing doesn't run on magazines. The resistance units, the resistance rifles, have a magazine. So in this case, for the TC-2000, it has a 24-round magazine. But here's the thing. You think, okay, well, if the other one doesn't have a magazine, why don't I use that one? First off, I'm human. I have eyes. Having a red dot sight is a godsend. Second, the Terminator rifle, the Skynet plasma rifle, has a heat meter, runs on heat buildup. So instead of having to worry about swapping magazines every couple dozen rounds, you get off like 10 shots and then you wait for the damn gun to cool off. That it doesn't have a red dot sight. I like my red dot sights, leave me alone. This is the classic truck model from Terminator 2, driven by the T-1000 down the LA aqueducts. There's actually a model for that in this map, but I'm not 100% sure we're going to run into it. It's around here somewhere. The T-1000, played by Robert Patrick in the Terminator 2 movie. And we will see Robert Patrick, or at least a facsimile of Robert Patrick here in the main campaign. It's actually, if you've seen them, one of the more famous screenshots of this particular game. It's a story point. It's more fan service than anything else. It doesn't really serve the game because you never see a T-1000 in this game. Probably for good reason. Because, damn it, the Terminators are dangerous enough on their own. They don't need a liquid metal monstrosity to help them out. Ah, here we go. Another minigun. Is this the red one? Nope, it's still the purple one. There are 2 plasma miniguns. The red one and the violet one. I'm going to continue to call it purple. I apologize. It bothers me too bad. I don't like them, to be perfectly honest, and I'll show you why here in a second, if I can remember where I put it. Did I equip it? I think I did. Maybe not. I did. Yeah, there we go. The biggest problem with the plasma minigun. I mean, yeah, it doesn't run on magazines, but it also doesn't have iron sights. And because of the way it functions, in order to hit anything with it, you kind of have to aim down the sights. So you notice how the iron sights or the crosshairs kind of disappear? Yeah, that's a problem. Now, you could probably spray and pray. I probably will, but it doesn't. It has a bit of a accuracy problem, so I don't particularly care for it. But the plasma minigun is the weapon wielded by the Infiltrator in one of the flashback scenes in the first Terminator film with Kyle Reese, played by Michael Biehn. It's the one that kicked in the doors and killed everybody. It's probably your first real introduction to how dangerous Terminators are supposed to be. I mean, I can't argue with the fact that this thing kind of rocks as far as gunfire is concerned, because holy crap, I just ripped through this guys. There's your AK aerial, by the way. The AK aerials are stupidly dangerous in the main campaign, because they're effectively immune, barring some of the explosive weapons, they're immune to ground fire. So I can, if this were the main campaign, and this plasma minigun is available in the main campaign, but if I were to rock up with it and try shooting one of the AK aerials down, it would actually pop up with a little immersion-breaking message saying no effect or ineffective. There's a thing over here, so let's go check it out. What is it? It's a resistance weapons post. I think that's where the grenade launcher is. So, the violet plasma, the red plasma rifle, the R95 plasma, and the, I think it's like the R98 or R97 or something like that. The Skynet version of the R95. Oh, look at this. See, I missed this. These are trip mines. And you know what? I'm not going to risk it because I will blow myself up doing this. And they kind of just, if you played Half-Life, same thing. Same function, you can shoot them, they explode. Half-Life, pretty much any game since, which I think we 3D did it first. 3D did it first. You can shoot the trip mines and they explode. Okay, the M79 grenade launcher. A couple interesting points about this. This is a, and this little underground bunker resistance armory is modeled after the scene in Terminator 2 where they come into Sarah's private weapons stash in Mexico and Arnold retrieves the minigun for the movie. I don't particularly care for this thing. The M79 is actually, it's a pretty good weapon if I were fighting, I don't know, Terminators or Spider Bots, or not Spider Bots. Yeah, there's Spider Bots, there's Spider Hunter Killers, but you get the idea. Some of the bigger HKs, Hunter Killers. This doesn't do a whole lot for me as a Terminator, because it is a single shot weapon. Although in this game there's no real arcing issues to worry about. Because I think it's pretty much the weapon fires in a more or less flat trajectory. The visuals are not flat. It's going to go where you point it, is what I'm trying to say. Secondary explosion there. Let's go over here. But M79 grenade launcher is featured in Terminator 2 as one of the weapons wielded by Schwarzenegger. That's pretty cool. And it's originally fielded in Vietnam in the 70s. That was pretty much its heyday. It was designed to support as an indirect fire suppression, kind of a suppression, high damage weapon for U.S. infantry. Single shot, big loaded, can actually uses 40mm grenades, can actually use 40mm shotgun shells. But there's 40mm is pretty, that's what I'm looking for. Lenient, variable, as far as what you could put in it. It's because they're just essentially big shotgun shells. If it's a big shotgun, it's a big shotgun. If that sentence makes sense. I don't need any more intelligence. The fact that I'm just doing this is kind of pointless. We're going to truck over to the end, because there's there's like one more gun in this game, and it's the, grab that minigun for the ammo. He's dead, you don't have to breathe. There's one more gun in the game. It's the 45 long slide with the laser sight, the big ass, ugly 1980s laser sight that was made famous by Arnold in the first movie in 1984, if I remember correctly. It's in the game. It is hot garbage because it doesn't do enough damage. Ooh, hand grenades. And it's pretty much hot garbage. It's got a small 7-round magazine. It's accurate, but it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Remember, we're playing an RPG, so weapon damage scaling is a thing. This one I'm looking for a repair ship, but what's that? I've got enough. Should probably have more than that. Come on, brain. Okay. Oh, this is different. I haven't seen one of these. This is, what is this? This is an HK drone, essentially. It's one of the mini flyers. They're a little more common in the main campaign. They're not so common. What did we come here for? I honestly have no idea why the game directed me here. Probably something up on the second floor. I kind of forgot what I was talking about. Probably was important. I do remember I was talking about the M79. There's a hole in the floor. Did I just trap myself? No. Okay, cool. We'll do this again later. This is a side quest area. Like I said, they do reuse a bunch of stuff from the main campaign. So let's see, third floor. Now I'm really getting deja vu. This is definitely a side quest thing. Although there's what? Okay. Save it on. Break it ourselves. There's no... Next time we do that, there'll be no wallpaper. These are the spider drones. Little spider bots. They're kind of the more annoying units, and we'll see them. The first enemies we come across, so we'll definitely see them later. I have completely looped around, and I am way off target. So, because I'm here, we're going to go ahead and grab the weapon cache, and then we're going to turn around and just hustle. Ah! Aha! Oh. So here they are, the AMT Hardballer, which is the 45 long slide that I was talking about. Big. Oh, it's got 20 round mag in this one. So this is actually not a 45. Arnold wields a 45 long slide with laser sight. This looks almost like a. They've taken some liberties with this weapon. It still sucks. Oh, I want to like it. I don't. It doesn't. I have better weapons. I have other things that I can use. I'm playing a lot of Fallout 4. I mean, hell, this is a better weapon because it explodes when you shoot it. Yeah. But you have easier access. The M16 is a better weapon. The minigun is definitely a better weapon. There's a car we'll see later. If you remember your Terminator 1, that car is freaking out. Oh, look, another one. There's a sniper. We did it that day. Like I said, they've done a lot of faithful recreation as far as how the game feels, or at least how it looks. With regards to the first two movies. And great stealing some story beats from first two movies. I can't really blame them though, because that's kind of the point. This is a fan production. It's an officially licensed Terminator product, Terminator franchise product, created by fans of the original two films, the best ones. We didn't get to see the aqueducts this time, but they pretty much look the same. There's not much to them. Yeah, this is the end of this particular game mode. Shoot the minigun guy first. He'll fuck up your gun. And they just make you feel powerful. Now we got 3 of these rooms to go through, and I'm going to repair pretty much at every point we can. I'm not even going to bother switching the bodies anymore. Because, yeah. Otherwise this is going to get really bad. Interestingly enough, except for where the front door is posted, I like that. Or more accurately, the sequence in which you go through them is identical. Audio glitch there. Who cares because this is cool. And they've done a pretty good job of that. Really cool. Alright. Everybody's dead. Hold on to the next wall. Oh, this is the one where you last time I did this though, I actually did that much. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. I think I actually dodged most of the bullets last time. Did this. Alright, we're gonna go right in here and... Do I do it with a pistol? Sure, what the hell. It's not that hard. Hey guys. I told you this thing sucked. Ramirez. Huh. I think there's a reference to him in the movies, but I don't remember what it is. And this is the end. TechCom database. Mission accomplished, I guess. We're kind of the bad guys. So, not such a good thing, I guess. I mean, it kind of drives the plot, sort of. The ever-persistent quest to find John Connor. It's like Skynet's obsessed or something. Father unknown. Well... that gives you a little bit of information about, hey, you know, we're setting up the plot here. This is the plot to the first film. We have a name, Sarah Connor. Oh, we're gonna go get her? No. Kind of. It's a plot point. It's not that important. All right, that's it for this one. I'm gonna call it a video, and we'll get into the main campaign in the next one. Thank you very much.